Full crowd. All right. Real quick injuries. So Max, he's not going to practice. He's probably out this week. Quincy Williams will not practice today. He's doubtful. And then Brees Hall, Marcel Harris, Zach Wilson, dealing with a bunch of nicks and bruises. They'll be limited today.
What are Zach's nicks and bruises?
It's football. Dealing with an ankle, but he's fine.
Mike McDaniel had a story about the two of you meeting in Houston about how your printer skills and how you just kind of fix printers and stuff like that. What do you remember about meeting McDaniel in Houston and just talk about the relationship that y'all have?
So 2006, I was an intern, so technically I couldn't get fired yet, but my internship was about to die out by the end of February, and Kubiak and Kyle and Mike at the time, Mike, they all show up, the staff shows up, and we're in this massive staff room at the stadium, old Reliant Stadium, and it's just me and him sitting right across from each other, and since then we've been pretty darn close, and eventually that room added Matt LaFleur and Richard Hightower. So it was a really cool room, but initially it was just he and I, and had a lot of cool conversations and a lot of cool date nights with whoever he was with at the time, not his current wife, who's a beauty, but with my now wife. So it's we're very close. We're very close.
How do you describe his personality? I feel like it's come out a little bit since he's been head coach for people who haven't seen him.
He's he had worked for Kyle so long, and so when you're an assistant, you kind of fall in line, and you just take on the personality of the person you're following, if you will, and to just watch him from afar, watch some of his press conferences, talking to some of the guys that are on staff. You always knew when he got his opportunity, he was going to seize the moment and just take absolute charge and show how not necessarily strong of a personality, but how convicted he is in his beliefs and his philosophy. And everyone, all the BS narrative of how would he handle adversity, he's going to knock it out the park because he knows who he is. He has a philosophy. He has conviction. He's a good man. He's got great principles. And he doesn't break. He doesn't fold under pressure. And when you're an assistant to Kyle, and I say this respectfully, that's the biggest pressure cooker you can be in. So it's so all the rest of the stuff is easy, and he's going to be fantastic for a long time.
Robert, what's it like for you guys when you face an offense from the Kyle tree? I imagine it's a little different than what Mike does. It's a little different what you'll see next week from Matt. But what is that like when you're preparing for it and you kind of know this stuff so well?
Well, when you watch, everyone puts their own wrinkles on. No different than I was raised in the Seattle system, and then as I became a coordinator. I kind of added some wrinkles, took some stuff out, and tried to make it mine, right? And so he's doing the same thing. But the one thing you see is that he is really taking advantage of the speed that they have, which is world-class all across. I mean, at running back, tight end, wide receiver, they've got world-class speed. So a lot of the routes they're running, it's like make-believe. You're like, because O-line's not supposed to be able to protect because they're so far downfield. But he's doing a really good job creating a lot of stress, using the entire field to put stress on the defense. And it's a matter of time for those guys to start clicking.
You have a lot of moving parts at offensive tackle right now, with Dwayne returning to practice. What are the chances of him playing this week? And do you see ABT again at left tackle? Who's at right tackle?
We'll see. We'll get a lot of information today and tomorrow. I'm going to hold that one until Sunday again. Sorry, Rich, but no. But we'll see. We got Vinny going again today. Both have been just really excited to get back into practice, and so there'll be a lot of information had today, and then tomorrow we're in pad, so we'll get more information at that point too. So
is Dwayne it's even a possibility, Robert, because he didn't have a whole lot of practice time before the injury, and now I know he's been working on the side.
We'll see. You know me, I'm going to say optimistically, but I'm going to go with the doctor approach on this one and say day to day. We'll see.
Robert, you talked about the speed of that team, just particularly the receivers? What kind of challenge is that when you have those two guys on the end?
It's a tremendous challenge because they've got, because at the end of the day, with all their speed, Mike is at heart a run first guy, Mike McDaniel. And he wants to run the ball. So, and they've got exotic runs, and you've got to be able to pay attention to that part of it. Because if you just sit there and try to play as far back as you can, they can gas you in the run game. So it's a tremendous challenge because of the amount of stress they put on you vertically and horizontally. So it's a challenge that we're excited for, and we'll see.
At this point, how do you think Swiss has handled everything?
He's been good. He's with the challenge for him again. It's he's doing a really nice job and making sure that everything's contested. He's tackling really well. He's absorbing a lot of information, learning on the fly. He's in the film room. Him, DJ, Bryce Hall, Echoes, they're all doing a really good job meeting together. Michael Carter, they're doing a great job meeting together and just getting with the safeties to make sure we're all seeing things the same way. His sky's the limit. He's going to be a special player, knock on wood. And, so as the season goes and he gets more reps, he's only going to get better.
Bro, we saw that one play in Cleveland that resulted in a touchdown, like a miscommunication between him and I think it was, but how has he done on the mental side of things in terms of mental errors and when you're grading the film? Everyone has rookie moments.
Oh, he's doing fine. There's a couple here and there, but like you expect it. There's when there's a lot of things happening. I mean, you can go on the flip side. It happens to veterans too. Cleveland on that one play, not to disrespect or go into their backyard, but on that touchdown for Corey, there was a miscommunication, and you had one guy playing one defense and the other guy's playing another. So it happens. You just hope you don't get caught when it happens. And but for him, what I love about it is like he starts talking smack, like you lucky. It's like you're lucky I didn't. It's like he's almost like that one no touchdown. Like it just goes right by him. He's like, shit, I'll do the right thing next time, and you still won't score. So he's got this mindset like, all right, I may have screwed that one up, but shit, you still got lucky. You didn't get that on me. That's his mindset, and I love where he's at. He's growing every day, and like I said, he's only going to get better, and eventually, where he won't need communication, he's just going to know immediately, and he's going to do the communicating. So he's a special one.
Robert, what impressed you most about Brees on Sunday in Pittsburgh?
I loved his running style. We've been talking about NFL running and making DBs tackle you. And there's about 5 or 6 occasions where he put his shoulder right through their sternum and ran some people over, moved piles. The run to get to the 2-yard line, had big contact at the 5 and pushed forward to the 2. Same thing at the goal line. Now, we don't want to reach at that point, but still just to try to push a pile and get across the goal line for the game winner. Loved his running style. That's the biggest thing that he's improved on from week 1 to 4, and hopefully he continues moving forward, just to show how powerful of a runner he is. And you mixing that with his elusiveness and his speed, good luck.
He's got nicks.
Yeah, it's a typical. They're just little nicks and bruises for all those guys. It's the NFL season. This list is only going to get longer and longer, but there's nothing to worry about.
Robert, you got your first 2 wins on the road, obviously. How much does any pressure mount the desire to get a win in front of the home fans?
Well, you want to win your home games. You're supposed to win your home games, and we've got to get our fans in the stadium. We've got to get them cheering loud, but we also got to give them a reason to cheer. And so we're going to keep plugging away, take one play at a time, and focus on the moment. And there's one thing I'll say about this group is it's got no quit in them. They play their absolute tails off, and if for 60 minutes the opponent's going to get everything we got. And so it's exciting to bring that to our stadium and to give our fans something to cheer about. And but yeah, we definitely want to win at home.
When to go back to the quarterbacks, when you have 2 guys like Sauce and DJ, you can kind of put on an island and let them do the thing. Like, what does that do for your ability to call plays with the rest of the team?
It does. You can mix it up. You can play it however you want to. You can roll coverage over. You can squeeze the middles. You can do whatever you want when you have guys, and you're not so worried about, shoot, we can't run this because the safety's on, the corner's going to be on his own. Like you're so much more confident. You don't have to skate safeties. You don't have to cheat to kind of mask on the outside because you feel so comfortable with those guys out there. So it opens up a lot, and I feel like they're a big part of why I think our defense has been playing so well. We got to be better on third down. That's still kind of an Achilles heel that we've got to get fixed. But like I said, on early downs, analytically, you'd say we're a top 10 defense, but third down is where we've got to find a way to get better. And once that happens, I think this defense can take off.
With Quinnen, that play where he chased down Pickett, ran across the field and ran him down, how unusual was that for a guy his size? And generally speaking, this season, the way he's playing, is he reaping the benefits of having had that full training camp, which he did not have last year?
Yeah, a lot is made of playtime, right? And his playtime is up almost 15% from a year ago, and he's in, like I've said, he's in the best shape of his life. And the way he ran Pickett down, I mean, that's almost 40 yards of running for a 300-pound man at a full sprint. That is not. I mean, that's hard to do for anybody. And but he is playing at a really high level. You try to one-on-one block, he's absolutely destroying offensive linemen in front of him. It's been fun to watch him play. I'm really excited to see him continue to stay fresh, take care of his body, and continue to get better as the year goes.
Robert, what did you see from Zach last game, and what do you need to see from him as he gets more comfortable playing every day? It's been a while since he played so much.
So, just to go through him, that first quarter, thought he did really well. Came out, played really well in the first quarter, just showing his preparation and delivering the ball. The second, even the second quarter was pretty good. It was at the end of the half, we just, obviously we could have finished better. The third quarter, there was a lot of momentum on their side of the ball, and just we kind of relinquished momentum at that point. But the resolve to just, and then for the entire offense too, but the resolve to come back, stay confident, despite the pressure he was getting in the second and the third quarter. If you watch that fourth quarter, he's still hanging in the pocket. He's not retreating like a young kid did. On the flip side, when we got the interception from retreating because of pressure that was coming from the middle, he's staying in the pocket. He's stepping up in the pocket. His feet are settled. He's delivering the ball. He's throwing dimes, all in the fourth quarter after just getting pressure all over the place, and which tells me that he's playing fearless. He's playing with confidence. So what you'd like to see is just from the entire offense is continue to gel and harness what we did in that fourth quarter. If we do that, we can be pretty explosive.
Robert, style-wise, how would you explain the difference between Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore as receivers?
Well, I don't. They're both. They both bring individual traits. I don't want to compare them. They both bring a speed element. They both bring shiftiness. They both catch the ball aggressively with their hands. They're both very unique in their own right. So to compare them, there's certain things that one may do better and vice versa, but both very, very good, high quality receivers.
What did you see, Robert, from the Dolphins' pass defense? The numbers aren't great, but obviously they've played some talented quarterbacks.
They're an aggressive defense, and so if you're going to play aggressive, you're probably going to give one up, right? But they create a lot of explosive plays because of their aggressiveness, which is why their points have been down for the most part. They're very, very tight knit in the way they run things. Like, in other words, very. You don't see a lot of busts, right? They're just, when you play as aggressive as they do, their zero package, their pressure package, and how aggressive they are. An offense might hit one, but at the same time, they're going to create so many explosive plays that it kind of offsets those. So, yes, they're giving some stuff up, but at the same time, they're creating a lot of explosive plays that have created touchdowns for their offense, turnovers, and all that stuff. So, there's opportunities to be had, but at the same time, they're seeking opportunity themselves.
Robert, Lamarcus, he has a lot of experience in this league, but didn't have a lot of playing time because of last year and coming in. Seemed like he struggled a little bit early on Sunday. He had
both safeties. He had, I think I read the stat was 4 pass breakups, then the 2 picks. Jordan Whitehead was back there doing a lot of great things. Those two working together. Like I said, we've had 4 new faces on that backside, and Lamarcus hasn't played in over a year and a half. And if you think about playing the safety position, he was playing nickel at for the Raiders. So to get that opportunity to get his feet wet. Missed a lot of training camp. So, and I don't want to make an excuse for the young man, but he's played at football at a very high level, and he can still play football at a high level. It's just a matter, again, time on task and reps. And really thought he came out. Communication was awesome. We were exactly where we needed to be. And they tried him. They put him in some very, very adverse situations. A couple of times, a 6'4" guy jump ball and very calm, dropped his heart rate, made the play, didn't panic at the catch point. I thought he was outstanding.
Last one for Andy.
We talked about this a little bit on Monday, but the 17-yard pass to Corey Davis on that last drive that maybe could have been reviewed, for you guys to be able to get up and snap that ball so quickly, what does it say in terms of growth just from Zach to have that presence of mind and overall the offense just being able to do that?
No, it was really good because, you know, there was question on the field, and then LaFleur just yelling NASCAR from on the headset, which obviously we just, you know, you're trying to hurry up. There's a whole bunch of different stuff they use, but we call it on defense. Anyway, they use a different word, but for them to execute in that moment at the level we executed and still pick up 5, to be able to wind the clock down and then to continue to move the ball forward to get it done, I thought just the entire sequence was awesome because they ended up getting the ball with 16 seconds left. I thought it was really good execution, and again, it's starting from the top with Mike and the way he communicated, and then for the offense, Zach included, and then O-line and everyone just being on the same page and knowing exactly what everything means and how we're trying to get things done and to get a positive gain. It was perfect.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks, guys.